Hello guys, welcome back to my video. After a long time I'm putting a new video. We'll start the video. Today we are going to discuss about the next chapter, that is chapter 6, Anatomy of Flowering Plants. Up till now we had just discussed about the morphological structures. Morphology. Okay, so morphology or the morphological structures means the external structures. What kind of structures does a plant have? What kind of structures we can see? Okay, just through a major vision, what kind of structures we can see? That's all come under morphology. Okay, so we had studied about types of stem, we had studied about types of leaves, venations of leaves, we had studied about inflorescence also. Okay, and then types of fruits, what is root, how many layers of roots are there, है ना? So this is all we had studied in morphology. Okay, so now, and there were also many morphological structures also. There was diversity. Okay, so the stem of onion was different. Yeah, the stem of hibiscus is different from onion. So these are different morphological structures. Now we are going to study about anatomical structures. Okay, so anatomical structures means the internal structure of that being. Okay, up till now we had studied all the morphological structures. Now we are going to study other anatomical structures. So anatomy means the internal structures. Now if we had studied how an stem looks, okay, like for example we'll take a hibiscus stem. Okay, so we had studied how the hibiscus stem looks from outside. Now we are going to cut that hibiscus stem and then we are going to see what are the internal structures, what it is made up of. Okay, so that is what anatomy. Okay, now in plant kingdom there are many varieties of plants. We have we had a clear differentiation of plant kingdom. The plant kingdom was divided into bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and all those. Okay, gymnosperms, angiosperms, there were so many categories. Now we are only going to concentrate on angiosperms, and that angiosperms also has two major categories, that is monocots and dicots. Exactly, the monocots and the dicots. And the interesting thing is that these two categories are belonging to angiosperms, but still the internal structures of these two categories are very much different from each other. Okay, so now starting with the first step. So in the first step we are going to just study about tissues. Okay, so what is tissue? Okay, basically tissue is group of cells. Okay, if it's a group of cells, that means it should perform a similar function. It should be common in origin. Origin in the sense it should take birth from the same place, the same origin. Yeah. So the tissue is a group of cells having a common origin and usually performing a common function. Okay, so they are saying usually performs a common function. This usually is used. Okay, this is an NCERT statement. Okay, here in NCERT they have given a tissue is a group of cells having a common origin and usually performing a common function. Usually they are using this usually just because of the complex tissues, the xylem and the phloem, which we are going to study in the upcoming class. Okay, so I'll discuss this very deeply over there, why they have used this word usually. Okay, so these are the, what is a tissue? Tissue is a group of cells having common origin and performs common function. This is a very clear definition. Okay, now this tissue is mainly, okay, so it is same origin and same function. Okay, so then this tissue is again differentiated into two kinds, that is meristematic and permanent tissue. So what do you mean by meristematic tissue? What do you mean by permanent tissue? That's a big topic. So now the meristematic tissue. The meristematic tissue, okay, it's from the meristem. Okay, that word is from Greek, pronounced as meristos, that means dividing capacity or divided. Okay, So what are these meristematic tissues or meristems? Okay, these are the cells. These are the cells which keep on dividing. Okay, these are the cells which keep on dividing. That means now this is a cell A. Within a second, it divides into two cells. Next second, it divides into two more cells. That means it is rapidly dividing. Okay, within a second, in the sense, not actually in seconds. The time required for cellular division, it takes that much amount of time, and then it divides. That means it never stops. It's like, oh, okay, I have divided once, now I'll stop. I'll stop for like some days, and then again I'll start dividing. It's not like that. If it's like I have completed a division, now next division, writing for the next division. This is how a meristematic tissue is. Okay, and again in meristematic tissue, there are types of meristematic tissue. So the first apical meristem, sorry, in meristem, no. So in meristematic tissue, there are types. How many types? Three types. Apical meristem. Okay, then comes intercalary meristem. Apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and then comes the lateral or secondary meristem. Okay, so what is apical meristem? Okay, apical. See, now if you are taking a seed germinates. So one is the radical, another one is the plumule. है ना? So the radical develops into the root system, the plumule system develops into the shoot system. So now these both systems have their starting point or the end, not the starting point, the end point. Okay, they start from the seed and they have a ending point over here, that is called as the tip, the root tip and the shoot tip, है ना? So the root tip has apical meristem, and also the shoot tip has apical meristem. Okay, so now these are apical meristems. In which locations they are? That are the apical positions, that is the root and the shoot apex. Okay, so now on their position they are again divided into the root apical system, apical meristem, and the shoot apical meristem. So the name itself suggests shoot apical meristem is at the tip of the shoot over here, and the root apical meristem is at the tip of the root over here. It's that easy. So now we have completed the apical meristem, and this apical meristem is like it keeps on dividing, leading to the growth of the plant. That means the height of the plant is growing. So the shoot apical meristem increases the height in the direction of light, that is positively phototropic, and the root apical meristem increases the height downwards, that is negatively phototropic or positively geotrophic. Okay, next, after apical meristem we have intercalary meristem. Okay, now intercalary meristem is the leftover apical meristem. Okay, yeah, the intercalary meristem is that meristem which is left out. See, let us take this as to be a shoot tip. Okay, now here we have, this is a rough diagram. Okay, don't take it very seriously. The actual diagrams is in the next slide. Okay, this is apical meristem, and now when it is dividing, it leaves some amount of meristem over here. So this is intercalary meristem now. Okay, now these meristem helps in the formation of new parts, that is like the buds. Okay, the lateral buds are from this intercalary meristem. Not only leaves, also flowers. Okay, Now sometimes a leaf arises, sometimes a branch arises, sometimes a flower arises from this intercalary meristem. Okay, this is the intercalary meristem. And also some grazing animals are there, है ना. Some grazing animals just cut off each half of the leaf, and the other half, or the other half stem is left out just like that. So the growing of the stem or the half eaten part occurs through this intercalary meristem. Okay, next, now the thing is, these two meristems, that is the apical meristem and the intercalary meristem, are primary meristems. Okay, so these both including are called as what? These both are called as primary meristems. Okay, yeah, these both are called as primary meristems. Now, if these both are called as primary meristems, then the leftover meristem is called as secondary meristem, or it is also called as a lateral meristem. Okay, why it is called as the secondary meristem or lateral meristem is because, see, wait, first of all, the primary meristem is called as such because it helps in the primary growth in the early life of the plant. That means when a plant is growing, it grows with the help of apical meristem and the intercalary meristem. Okay, so they are called as primary meristem. And also primary growth means growing in terms of height. Okay, that is primary meristem, that is due to the help of primary meristem. Now, if this is called as primary meristem, then the leftover part or the left meristem is called as secondary meristem. That easy. Now, if this helps in primary growth, then the secondary meristem should obviously help in secondary growth. Okay, secondary growth in the sense increasing in the girth. Okay, girth in the sense, see, now if the plant is growing tall and tall, now if it grows something like 10 meters, 12 meters and all, at certain time it will bend, no, because of the heaviness at the tip. So if that should not happen, the width of the plant also should increase. So if this is growing like this because of primary meristem, then secondary meristem will help in the increasing of size. Okay, so but the thing is that when the secondary meristem is working, at the same time primary meristem is also working in the later stages of life. Now if you are seeing a neem tree, let us take a neem tree for example. Okay, let us take a neem tree. Now a neem seed is kept over here. Now it grows into a small plant, next into a bigger plant. Now it is increasing in size in both the way, in lateral way. Okay, it is increasing the girth. Now if you practically see that neem plant, it is however increasing its width, at the same time it is also increasing its height. This is in the later stages of life. Okay, but in the early stages of life, it just concentrate on increasing its height, not on the girth or the width. Okay, so that's why it's also called as primary meristem and the secondary meristem. Okay, now coming to the secondary or the lateral meristem, they are cylindrical meristems. They are cylindrical meristems. Fascicular vascular cambium, interfascicular cambium, and cork cambium are the examples of lateral meristem or the secondary meristem. Okay, so this cambium and all you will study when you will come to know about the vascular bundles. Okay, so there are open type and there are closed type of vascular bundles. So over there I'll explain you what do you mean by cambium, what is interfascicular cambium, and what is fascicular cambium, and what is cork cambium, Okay, these are different things. We'll study this interfascicular cambium and fascicular cambium in the vascular bundle parts, and cork cambium in the lateral growth or the secondary growth. Okay, next after this, when okay, now we come to know that this is meristematic tissue, this is divided into apical tissue, apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue, and then also lateral or the secondary meristem. Now these are meristematic tissue, they just keep on dividing. Okay, not every cell of the plant is dividing at every time. At a given of time, if you are seeing all the cells of the plant, only some tissues which are at the apical meristem, intercalary meristem and the lateral meristem are dividing. But what are the other cells called as? They are called as permanent tissue. Okay, so this is meristematic tissue and we have permanent tissue. Now we are going to study about, okay, before going to permanent tissue, I'll show you the slides. Okay, the next slide is about the apical meristem, which is our NCERT diagram. Okay, so I was saying the next slide is about the apical meristem, showing its figure. So now over here you can see the root apical meristem and the shoot apical meristem. So this is about the root and this is about the shoot apical meristem. Okay, see in root apical meristem you are seeing this is the center cylinder, this is cortex, this is protoderm. Over here maybe it's not clear because half of it is eaten off. Okay, and then this is the initials of root cap and this is root cap, this is the root apical meristem. See, we are focusing on root apical meristem which is at the tip. Okay, here you can't say it is at the tip just because we have a root cap and the function of this root cap is for the mechanical protection. Okay, so this is okay. If you remove root cap, then root apical meristem is at the tip. Okay, then we are going to say about the shoot apical meristem. This is shoot apical meristem. See over here, it's a very clear representative structure. Okay, see over here they are saying these are leaf premodules or primodules. Primordium. Okay, so leaf primordium is like the stage before a leaf is developed. Okay, so these are leaf primordiums. Then this is the shoot apical meristem. See, this is at the tip now. If this leaf grow out, this will grow as like this. This leaves will grow like this, somewhat like this. Then this is at the tip. So this is the root apical meristematic zone. Okay. Then we have axillary buds, we have differentiating muscular tissue. So over here you can see this is vascular tissue running over like this, and then the leftover part is here we have parenchyma tissue. If you know what is parenchyma tissue, over here we have parenchymatous tissue. Okay, so next we are going to study the permanent. So in the next class we are going to study about the permanent tissue. Thank you for watching the video patiently, and if you like my explanation, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also please comment if you have understood my explanation or no, or if you need language change, because I can explain in Hindi and English. Okay, thank you.